And now we are moving on to our next session, and that's also going to be as interesting as this one. You know, today's icons are the ones who are building dream companies. They're not only chasing the jobs. Our next guest turned a simple idea into one of India's fastest growing mobility platforms. With Rapido, he's not just solving last mile connectivity, well, he's creating opportunities, changing the way India moves and inspiring a whole new generation of founders. Well, his journey has proved that when you have clarity of vision and the courage to take risks, the road literally opens up for you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the co-founder of Rapido, Pavan Guntupalli. A huge round of applause. We want him here on stage, but with a lot of swag.
So the man knows how to make an entrance. Give him a big round of applause, please. Grab a mic. See, we spoke a little bit about financial freedom, but increasingly a lot of young people are thinking about starting up. And I think the gentleman who's sitting with me kind of set the tone for that. He proved that it is possible to do. He did it back in 2015, but Pavan, I want to talk about what came before that, right? IIT student or IIT graduate, you had the world in front of you. You, in fact, you got a job, and then you quit that and you decided to take the entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
What pushed you?
So I think this is in my second year of my university. I came across a short book, an excerpt on Dhirubhai Ambani. And I myself am not a reader, so as to say, I don't read enough books. But I ended up completing that book, and my major takeaway from that book was, if one man decides, he can change the path and the fate of a nation. And I'm talking about a person who has put a 500 rupee phone in the hands of a farmer back when a normal phone cost 40,000 bucks. People called him crazy, and he did it. I think when I read that book, I literally had this one feeling that I need to do something. I need to do something that can impact hundreds of millions, if not a billion lives.
Okay, so it's a powerful thought, everybody, and you can relate to that. But, you know, it wasn't an easy journey. You had the decision to quit your job. You had 7 failed attempts at starting up. What was the first one? What was the seed of the idea?
Yeah, so definitely. So when I was starting, all I had was this inspiration and, you know, this raw motivation. Kuch karna hai. I need to do something. Honestly, I did not know what to do. I did not know with whom to do, where to do, any clarity. So I started with the known parameters. My father was into real estate. So I said, okay, let me do something. Let me try my hand at real estate. And I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar. A lot of traditional real estate is people dressed in white and white, you know, having a lot of bling, and them trying to, you know, play with money and buying land, selling lands. And here was a young 22-year-old saying that, hey, can we use technology? Can we use a fractional? So I started with the concept of fractional ownership of homes back in 2012.
It's picking up now.
It is picking up now. Thank you.
You were a little early. Okay, so that was the first one that failed. You want to talk about a few others that seemed like great ideas at the time?
Oh, I think everything seemed like a great idea until I failed. So I got into manufacturing tiles, Gujarat, Morbi.
For houses?
For houses. Okay. Very unorganized industry, very few brands. Lost not just my time, but also a lot of my dad's savings, my own savings. Okay. Then I got into marketing. I thought, okay, let me do something with something that I have some education in. So went into marketing, failed terribly. Then I went into payments. So back in the day, there was this infrastructure called IMPS. We said we'll discuss.
It still exists.
It still exists, yeah, it still exists, but it has been renewed like UPI, and a bunch of platforms are doing amazing work on top of it. Then we went into logistics, and my 8th attempt is Rapido.
8th attempt. So let's talk about that, right? In 2015, you had a push. Something must have. Did you not get a cab? Is that it?
So one of the key pillars for our journey, not just mine, all the founders' journey at Rapido, was to create impact. And when we were doing our previous startup, which was into aggregating trucks, logistics, while we were doing great business, one thing that wasn't feeling right is the impact it was creating. We were raking in great revenues, our investors were happy, our team was happy, but then something wasn't feeling right. And it's at that time then we took a conscious call. So all the time, for a lot of people who do not have an idea over here, I'll tell you, we call ourselves entrepreneurs by choice. We did not have a flash moment, or I was taking a shower and I got a eureka moment. None of that stuff.
It wasn't.
We literally went and figured out what all problem statements we can solve, what are our strengths, and if we have the guts as well as the skills to do it. And that's how we pursue it.
So you had you had everything drawn up, you had a chart flow, and you decided, okay, you probably discounted a lot of things at that time. Maybe you'll take it up in the future. But the question is, did you have a safety net? Your dad supported you early on.
I think the safety net that we had, definitely, I had the privilege of having great education, a great degree. I had a bachelor's from IIT. And I have 2 supporting parents and a very supporting family. And I think I had enough affordability to have 3 square meals a day. And I believe that is a safety net enough for any youth or any individual to go out and take a risk.
Okay, there must be a lot of people in the crowd that have ideas that they want to execute at some point. Maybe they're dreaming about it now. You faced 75 rejections for Rapido funding, right? I don't know if a lot of people know that. How did you deal with the 70th and the 75th? Because it probably got tougher as you went.
I think very recently in another event I was telling, I don't think any of these rejections are easy. But I remember this dialogue from this movie. Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up. And I think every time we failed, we took time, but we eventually picked ourselves up. We learned where did we fail, and then we moved on.
Okay. Talk about what you're planning right now. You've already launched in several cities. What's on the anvil? Is there something that you'd like to share?
Definitely. So one of the ambitions at Rapido, and I'm sure a lot of Mumbai cars would relate. One of the fascinating things about Mumbai is a lot of Mumbai cars say, I want to catch that 827 local. I want to catch that 943 local. It is so much so a part of their life, right? We want Rapido to be that. As of today, we are currently in 400 cities, expanding to 1,000 cities. We are currently the largest player in the 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers, about to become a leading player in the 4-wheelers.
Okay, and I wish you all the best with that.
Thank
you know
you.
what? I've got in my hand, I've got Rapido Fire. That's what I have. And I have 8 questions for Pavan. Pavan, I'm going to start this off. And you got to think quick, yeah?
Okay.
The first one, if you weren't a startup founder, what would you be?
I think I would be in a garage tinkering with some other idea, probably in fintech.
Okay. Which Bollywood actor should star as Pavan in a Rapido biopic?
Oh, we thought about this a lot. Ranveer Singh.
Wow. Okay. If you could launch your service overnight anywhere in the world, which city would you pick?
Sorry.
If you could launch your service overnight in any city in the world, which would you pick?
Definitely a city in India, Mumbai.
Okay, there you go. Biggest inspiration in the corporate world.
Dhirubhai Ambani.
Okay. When was the last time you used a peer's service?
Every day. I mean, that's the way you get to know how to improve.
There you go. Order in or eat out?
Eat out. Socialize.
You know why I'm asking. Okay. If you could swap places with any Indian startup founder, who would it be?
Alive or dead or?
Alive or dead?
Dhirubhai Ambani.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a startup founder. All right. If you could time travel to the day before Rapido's first launch, what advice would you give yourself?
Gear up for the ride. It's actually a very crazy ride.
Okay. And you faced so much rejection over the course of your life. I think I've asked this question already, but I will ask you, what was your hum karke dikhate hai moment?
I think it's back, like, we were just about to pivot. And, you know, I was a IIT graduate after a lot of show. I was out of job for 3 years because I was just trying a bunch of business ideas. And then I was taking a walk with one of my friends, and he said, "You are wasting your potential." And then I told him in a still cocky manner, I told him that, "Hey, you are sitting beside me, but I am in the driver's seat. I am able to see the road and you are not able to." And I had to prove it right.
See, I'm pretty sure Ranveer somewhere is taking notes already. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Big round of applause.